everyone. Today we're diving into the Rogerian argument method. This is a style of argumentation that's all about building bridges rather than walls, which is a little bit different than the traditional style of argumentation that we're used to. It's a really useful method for writing and thinking through tough topics on which we usually disagree on. So let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, so here's our table of contents. So first we'll go over what is the Rogerian argument. Next, we'll look at the Toulmin versus the Rogerian model. We'll look at we'll look at the Rogerian argument visual, the Rogerian essay outline, applications, and we'll do a quick wrap up. Okay. So let's go ahead and talk about what the Rogerian argument is. So this method was developed by psychologist Carl Rogers, who's right here. And the whole point is to emphasize understanding and empathy. So instead of trying to win an argument, the goal is to understand the other side, reduce conflict, and hopefully find some common ground. Now, here we have a comparison of the Toulmin model and the Rogerian model. So Toulmin, as you can see, is a little bit more adversarial. You're proving the point with evidence and rebutting the other side, as we have learned. You might say, I'm right and you're wrong because, etc. Now, in the Rogerian model, it's more of a, you have a good point and here's mine too, let's meet in the middle. So it's more collegial, respectful tone, and it's focused on dialogue rather than debate. Now here we have a quick refresher on the Toulmin model. So as you see, we have our claim, data, warrants, and backing, qualifiers right here, and our rebuttals. So this is like building a case in a courtroom. You make a claim and support it with logic and evidence. Now the Rogerian visual is represented here in a Venn diagram. So you've got your opinion, and then the opposing so your opinion and then the opposing opinion, which would be my opinion. And the goal ultimately is to meet in the middle at consensus. So you're not necessarily dismissing either side, but you're working toward a mutual understanding of each side. All right, so if you're going to be writing a Rogerian-style essay, which for our final essay 3, you'll have the choice to either do a Rogerian essay, a Toulmin model essay, or you can do a traditional style argumentation essay. But if you were going to do this type of essay, this is a structure that you can follow. So in the intro, you'll state the issue or problem neutrally. You'll state your position. So explain your viewpoint, but don't attack the other side. Then you'll provide the context. So this is where you show where your position works well. Then you will go over the opposing views. So you'll fairly summarize the other side without attacking it per se. Then you'll do a paragraph on the shared understanding. So you'll show respect for those views, even if you disagree. And then your conclusion will end with a proposal that benefits both sides or acknowledges some sort of middle ground. Now here we have some applications. So this approach is really helpful if you're writing about something really controversial or emotionally loaded topics. So it'll teach you to listen well, argue respectfully, and build credibility with your audience. So compared to Toulmin's focus on refutation, Rogerian arguments focus on mutual benefit and collaborative thinking. So these are skills that are really useful. They're super useful in real life, not just in essays. For example, if we are in class and there is a heated debate about a controversial topic, instead of continuing the argument and refuting and getting really emotionally charged responses, we could come to a consensus using the Rogerian model. All right, so to sum it up, the Rogerian argument is all about understanding, respect, and compromise. You'll use it when you're writing about sensitive issues or when you want to build trust with your reader. And it doesn't mean that you don't have a strong opinion. You can still have that strong opinion. It just means that you're open to seeing why others might feel differently about it. And that'll in turn make your argument stronger. All right, thanks for listening. Now that you have the basics down, you should be able to use the Rogerian model to write more thoughtful, nuanced arguments that make people think rather than shut down. Thanks for listening. Have a good day.